lighting industry. I've been in the lighting industry for about 40 years now. And all I do is light. So I'm here today to talk to you about the color of light and how the color of light will affect the end result when you illuminate your dolls, depending on the color of the dress they might be wearing, right? So we're gonna talk, color is measured. Well, first off, color that we see is nothing but electromagnetic waves. And the color we see is a perception of the reflection of light off of an object. So that being said, it's all about the way our eye responds. So our eye responds, is that a beautiful picture of my blue eye? Color is perceived once light hits the object. And it is a reflected, some wavelengths of light are absorbed, others are reflected, and those are the colors we see. Now, our human retina contains two types of photoreceptors. We have rods and we have cones. Rods detect low light conditions and are considered scotopic, and our cones, which see light, are considered photopic. So looking at, go past this. I have them hidden, I don't know why we're seeing them. So here is photopic vision, and we actually see color from that. I don't know.
I'm gonna move.
I forgot I grabbed the wrong HDMI cable, so I actually brought a TV to show this a little bit bigger. I came packed and ready to go. So we see color with photopic, but when it comes to scotopic vision, we actually just see gray. So at night, our rods are doing the work because it's low light levels, and when you see things at night with no light, everything is gray or dark, so we don't see anything. Now, how we see color is all dependent on the spectral power distribution of the wavelengths of light. Sunlight, as you can see, is full spectrum. Anybody remember the term Roy G. Biv?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Red, orange, green,
Yellow.
red, orange, green,
Yellow.
green, yellow, indigo. Violet. Indigo. Yes. So you see all of those across the spectrum. Each one of those colors is a specific wavelength. And there's only a specific wavelength that is visible. Where is that? I don't know where that, I have slides hidden. Anyway, the specific wavelength that we see is how we will then visualize the color we're experiencing. So this also plays into daylight. So if anybody's gone out and bought a light bulb, you have warm white, cool light, bright white, right? Well, it's all based on the cycle of the sun. We start out the day with a very warm light. That's gonna be our warm white. And then as the day gets brighter, you see that it gets blue sky and it gets very bright, and that's all based on the temperature that we see. And then as the day progresses to the fall, or to the end of the day, to dusk, it warms up again. Not only does this light help us see color, but it also plays into our circadian rhythm with our body, right? If we follow this natural progression during the day, morning, and it gets bright, and we warm up our light at night as it goes into the evening, that allows our body to make melatonin, to produce melatonin. Who takes melatonin at night to help them sleep? Okay, I do too. Mm-hmm. Because I'm introduced to higher color temperatures of light. So light is measured in Kelvin temperature. And this kind of talks to that scale of light. So color temperature is a Kelvin scale to measure the color of light. And it starts off very warm at 2700 K. And the light is warm, yellow, orange, reds. So what's gonna happen as you progress up through the Kelvin temperature scale, so the middle of the day is gonna be like 10,000 Kelvin, all the way up on the end here. So as we look at this with that spectral power distribution, we have warm all the way to cool. So we have the warmer the light, the cooler the temperature, the cooler the output, the cooler the temperature, the warmer the output. So it's kind of the opposite. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what I'm gonna show you today, first, thank you to Dwayne for letting me take his display case. This was in his attic, and yes, I cleaned this. This is an older case. My husband and I spent an hour trying to get this spot off yesterday, but my husband did sand and paint this for Dwayne, so nice. The outside looks good. Now, playing with this a little bit, I actually threw a light in here that allows me to change the color. Now, as you notice, as I changed that color, did you see a change in the color and how you perceive the different dresses that are in there?
Do you want to sit here?
And as I warm that up, so as I stay really cool, your blues are gonna pop, and that's what I'm explaining over here with this color box. So then I go warmer, the reds are gonna pop, right? And this is the first soccer player with heels. That was an outfit that was from Grant Wish either this year or last year, and then I'm putting it on her, I'm like, these shoes are really big. Well, you know what? It was for Ken. And since I donated all of my dolls, I don't have any dolls that I could just change. So Walmart specials, I had to buy new dolls. And I will not tell my husband that. But you can, and what's really popular right now, you'll see it when you go in and buy any kind of lighting for your home, they offer what they call selectable CCT. What that's gonna mean, so selectable CCT means correlated color temperature, giving you the ability to change any of your lights to the different color temperatures, to warm, from warm to cool, cool to warm, however you wanna do this. If you have more reds in your kitchen, you're gonna want warmer light in your space to make that space pop. If you have the grays in your kitchen or grays in your home, grays are going to be more vibrant, if gray could be vibrant, under a cooler temperature. Just like look at the outside of your house when you're doing any kind of landscape lighting, right? If you have warm red brick tones, you're gonna want to put warmer light on the face of your house to make it stand out. If you have the cooler tones, complete opposite. You use the warmer color temperatures to make that stand out. So, looking at the dolls I have over here, this is one of my beat up displays that I have for work, and I'm missing this piece in the back here. I forgot the right tape. But all I really want you to see is the dresses, the skirts on the dresses. So, as you see, the lower dresses are in the red tones, the orange tones, and it looks great underneath this lower color temperature. This is under 2700 Kelvin. Very warm, very similar to the original incandescent light we used to have, right? So this actually, as we go across, I go from 2700 to 3500 to 5000 Kelvin. You can see how the reds flatten as it gets in the higher color temperature. So if you have a red dress on a doll, I have the 50th anniversary Barbie. She's in this beautiful gold and red. She's gonna be under the warmer color temperature in my display case, so she will be like a focus, right? Now we go to blue. This is my favorite color of blue, by the way. This royal blue, you can see under 2700 Kelvin, the blue is flattened because it isn't in that red spectrum, or it's in the red spectrum. As it goes to 3500 to 5000 Kelvin, the blue becomes more vibrant. So I would actually display anything blue, purple, in that scale of the spectrum underneath a higher color temperature, which means when you're building a display case, you're going to want to know what's going in your display case so you can adjust the color of light. And lighting has, thanks to LED, we now have the ability, and it has become more affordable, to put the different color temperatures in your display cases. Whether it's through tape light, these are just little modules that are actually for homes, recessed cans for homes, but they're easy, and I know somebody that get them really cheap, right? I actually work for this company, obviously, and it's Halo Lighting, so there's my sales pitch, but Halo Lighting has, and so do all the other manufacturers, they have the ability to change the color temperature of the lights you would use in your display cases. So this is me in 20 minutes or less trying to show you how the color of light will affect the end result of your dolls when you're displaying them at home or at a show. It really pained me because when they came to the doll show, and Mario and everybody, they have those beautiful gowns, and they were all bedazzled, and they looked beautiful, but they had everything under this 5,000 Kelvin temperature, because the really cheap stuff and display stuff you can buy is all gonna be 5K. If they really wanna make those displays pop, it pained me to look at them. I'm like, God, just change it, warm it up a little bit, especially when they had a purple dress. And also it affects skin tones. So that was actually the basic Barbie that we got at Grant-A-Wish this year from Joyce Chin. I think it was our table doll from Joyce. But see, with the skin tones even, and that gold dress, is how you actually perceive the doll. You can play with the light to get the skin tone. So, you know, the skin tones, if you look here, how much warmer the skin tones look from that. The dress looks great there, but her face is kind of washed out a little bit. But her skin tone's different here. So, that's what I have. Any questions for anybody?
Any questions for, oh, we got some questions there.
Deborah.
With the lighting, the different perceptions,
Yeah?
will that prolong the color of the gowns or what the doll has on?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's something everybody asks, is UV. Light also is visible during certain UV spectrums. LED does not emit UV that would damage or discolor anything. Natural sunlight could, but UV will not.
I have a question, it's kinda what you were talking about. I have a problem, and I'm trying to figure out, is it because, like you said, the cones and the rods in my eyes, I have problems between distinguishing red from orange or black and dark blue. Is that just because I'm imperfect? Or is that?
Well, I'm not a doctor, I just play one.
I
just play one for
I
work.
know when it's in the light, I really have a problem.
Well, and some people do, it depends on if they've got any issues with their eyes. And that could be a problem, you know, that could be, I'm not a doctor.
Right,
There's
I know,
so many
but
different
I was
issues
thinking,
with that,
would
that
that
can help you.
affect the light?
Yeah,
lighting?
well, the rods are what see, or no, the cones are what see color, and the cones, you could have a problem, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not gonna say
Right,
one
I
way or
wasn't
the
trying
other.
to say you was a doctor, I was just saying maybe the lighting is throwing it off where I can't.
Well, when you can't tell, it could be, I mean, it depends on where you're at. You know, you look at this lighting, this is crap.
Yeah.
But,
Dark, yeah.
But, you know, there you have, that's a 5,000 Kelvin lamp up in the fixtures that are on. They're very high color temperature. If it is blue, it could give you a hard time distinguishing the color that you actually see, right?
Let's check them out.
Yep, we'll have to take them out. I just love this dress, by the way.
It's
Now,
Or she happens to be
we're
tall.
gonna have to bend her.
Oh, she has to be done.
She's not tall.
She's
It's
tall.
just her stand.
She's Robin Roberts. We're gonna bend her back a little bit, but she's flying. There she is under a warmer tone. She's got color.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have to watch out for what you're dressing her in.
Right.
Because as I go along, she flies from this space, she flies over here. It starts to flatten out the brown.
Mm-hmm.
You can just do this from behind. And then, I mean, even her hair loses all the tone, right? So you have to be very careful. So I would say, looking here,
She's better in
No warm.
Lower
in the
light.
lower light.
Can you see that, Deborah? You gotta stand up and come over and see this.
Well, even the gold shows up better.
The gold shows up better too because it's in the yellow range, right?
Yeah.
But see how she warms up? And then I go over here and she starts getting washed out.
What about dress?
It dulls the color.
This is the sweet spot. Between 3,000 Kelvin and 3,500 Kelvin is the sweet spot for lighting the doll.
So if I'm gonna take a selfie, should I be in a warm or?
Yeah.
don't
So
know
I think
where
she
I
looks
should be.
better here.
But see, again,
It's on the perception how you wanna see.
that's how you
Yeah.
perceive it.
Right.
We as humans,
Yeah.
as we age, so we have cataracts. Cataracts will come into play. I had to have one eye done. As we age, our lens yellows,
Right.
right? So I can tell you right now, because at 53, I was young to get a cataract done, but I only had one done. It was level 4, it was the worst you can have. So my left eye sees this color. If I cover my eye, I see this. If I cover the eye I had done, I see this. So every time I look at white, I see a yellow hue that kind of comes into play. And I'm getting ready to schedule my right eye because it is starting to become more, it's an issue for me. That could also be affecting how you see the color too.
Yeah.
Could be cataracts, because
Right.
as your eyes get older, your lens yellows
Yeah.
and it clouds up. There's a lady, Joan Roberts from Fordham University, talks about the color of light in the aging eye. And that some people actually will have a somewhat yellowed lens put in to help them see more this color in hopes that it won't yellow through the course of the rest of their life. But, right now I see this and this, depending on which eye's covered. So yeah.
But when you both